we are going to discuss another problem of final account, that is without adjustment. I have made videos regarding the preparation of trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. So today we will discuss simultaneously the preparation of trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. Because in the earlier videos, for your better understanding and clear cut understanding, I have made separate video like solution to trading account, solution to profit and loss account and also solution to balance sheet when taking as the base net profit which is given. Okay, but now we will prepare trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet at a time. Okay, so we are preparing the question number 13 from your book Kalyani Publisher Double Entry Book Keeping. Please look toward the question. I will send you this question in the group and prepare well. Take out the data and watch the video carefully. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. So now let's start the solution to the problem, question number 13, that is under final account without adjustment. Okay, students, so let's start the discussion of the solution to the problem number 13. Okay, mind it, I am discussing chapter or unit final account without adjustment. Question number 13. This is the Kalyani book publisher. Okay, most of the students are referring this book only, and we are referring this book a long ago. So buy, or if you have, then you can ask someone. So we are discussing the final account without adjustment, question number 13, and today we will be preparing trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. So you can see here I have prepared the format for trading account and profit and loss account and balance sheet. I have told you in the earlier videos that you can merge the trading and profit and loss account. So I am merged here trading account and profit and loss account. As you can see, you can prepare it separately also. Likewise, I have sent this video individually, like preparation of trading account, solution to trading account, format of profit and loss account, solution to profit and loss account, format of balance sheet, solution to balance sheet. So you can watch those videos that I have told you. We can merge this trading and profit and loss account when we are acquainted with preparation or solution to the problems given in the question. See, we are also having a space issue. So I have merged these two accounts. Okay, we will be dividing this. While solving, you can know how it is merged and prepared. If you have any doubt, even after that you can ask me. So not to worry about it. It is very easier because you are avoiding the preparation of two financial statements. You are merging at a single place. So it is very easier and less time consuming. And this is the balance sheet. Okay. So because of the space issue, we are doing like this. When you are watching the video, you can zoom it and watch it. Okay. So let's start the question number 13. Okay. Okay, I have told you that whatever the items comes, you post similarly. Likewise, you are getting a item of asset in the beginning and post it in the balance sheet. Never solve a problem like finding out the items, posting in the trading and profit and loss account. Finding out the items and posting in the balance sheet. No, you should not do that. I am telling not to do that because it consumes more and more time. We should not do like that. We have to act tactfully. We have to solve problem consuming less time, and we have to achieve also good marks. We have to avoid different type of confusions, doubts and dilemmas. For that, what we have to do is you have to post the items as it comes in the question. For example, it comes the question about indirect income. Go to the profit and loss account. It comes about liability. Go to the balance sheet. Similarly, you have to solve. You can see how I am solving. Okay. So in the question number 13, it is telling that from the following balances taken from the books of Mr. Bhutto, prepare trading and profit and loss account for the year ending 31st March 2009. I have written here, see, trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2009 as it is to be written. Then and a balance sheet as on that date, because balance sheet prepared on a fixed date. So I have written balance sheet as on 31st March 2009. Clear? So now we will solve the trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. But the question or the items as it comes in the question, not this is primary, secondary. Okay, not like that. We will post the item as it comes in the question. So the first item is purchases. So where purchases are posted? To the debit side of trading account. But you have to see that whether there is any returns or not. If you avoid also, if you forget also the posting of the returns in the purchase, you can post on the opposite side. Like means you have to put the purchases in the outer column and you have not left any space. So you can put the returns without deduction in the opposite side. But see the question properly if there is returns or not. we are seeing that whether it is return or not. Returns of purchase returns can be also called as return outward. So I am checking it whether it exists in the question or not. So according to the question, there is no return outward. Okay. So we'll go with the purchases. So purchases are supposed to be the direct expenses are posted on the debit side of trading account. So we can take as a imaginary that this much can be of trading account, this much can be of profit and loss account. If more space needed, then we will think about it. So now I have just made an imaginary division that this will be of trading account and this will be of profit and loss account. Okay, watch carefully. So purchases is of 20,000 to 50. So I am writing here to purchases 20,000 to 50. If any issue arises regarding the written handwriting problem, or you can't, or the items are not visible, or the amount is not visible, for that purpose you have to look the question carefully. I am just presenting the solution. Regarding that, if any problem arises, you can ask me. Okay. So purchases 20,250. The next is bank overdraft. Bank overdraft, I told you what is bank overdraft. It is the withdrawal of the excess over the existing bank balance of a particular account of a businessman. So bank overdraft is the liability. What kind of liability it is? You know very well. It is a current liability. Sorry, it is a current liability. I have also told you that while posting the items or the transfer of assets and liability into the balance sheet, you have to make a proper categorization. You can write also without categorization, but if you present it with categorization, that serves better and also fetch you good marks. Okay, so we will do that. Let us write here bank overdraft is the current liability, so I am writing here current liability. Current liability. Okay, so current liability we have bank overdraft 7,000. Okay, bank overdraft we are having 7,000. The next, bank charges. Bank charges are of indirect nature. That means these are the indirect expenses which will be posted on the debit side of profit and loss account. So bank charges to be written here. Remember one thing: when you post items into profit and loss account, leave a space in the debit side or also the credit side, because we don't know after closing trading account what could be the result. That may be gross profit or gross loss. Okay. So we will leave a space a bit and we write here to bank charges. So bank charges are 50 rupees. The next, freehold premises. Freehold premises indicates about the building. So it is the fixed asset. We will write here fixed asset. Freehold premises. Premises is nothing but that indicates to a particular building, and buildings are fixed assets. So freehold premises is 10,000. Okay. Then annuity deposits. Annuity deposits. These are the short-term deposits, and short-term deposits are happens to be the assets. And since these are short-term assets, it are also called as current assets. So deposits, likewise, you give a short-term loan, it is a current liability. When you deposit with someone, these are the shorter deposits, and those shorter deposits or annuity deposits are called as current assets. Okay, so I am writing here current assets, that is annuity deposits. That amounts to 3,000. Then next is furniture. Again a fixed asset. Furniture is of 4,000. Then after furniture we have legal charges. Legal charges are the charges that are made for the registration purpose of a business. It is nowhere related to any production activity, so it is again an indirect expenses. So legal charges are 200 rupees. 2 legal charges. Then we have insurance. Since it is not mentioned what kind of insurance, we'll take it as a office insurance, not factory insurance. Okay. So insurance amounts to 600. Okay, next, general expenses. General expenses are supposed to be the indirect expenses because it is not mentioned for what purpose. Okay, so general expenses will take into profit and loss account. So write here general expenses. So general expenses is of 2,900. Then telephone. Telephone means telephone charges. So it is also an indirect expenses to telephone. So telephone charges are of 600 rupees. Look, I have also told you that there may be issue regarding the visible of the items or the amounts. For that purpose, you have to look the question carefully again and again. Okay, because we have space issue here. Okay. Then after that we are having wages. Wages is a direct expenses paid to the worker. So wages is of 6,900. To wages 6,900. Next, factory fuel. So it mentions factory. That means direct expenses. So factory fuel is 2,300. Factory fuel 2,300. Then we have creditors. So creditors are current liability. So creditors is 25,000. Okay. Then we have capital. So capital is the fixed liability. Okay. And we have to keep it in adjustment form. Okay. Remember that. So this is a fixed liability. Capital. So capital amount is 50,000. We will keep it into inner column. Then after capital we are having sales. Sales is the direct income. So by sales. So sales amount is 40,920. I have put it into the outer column. If there is any returns regarding the sales, we will put on the opposite side. No worry about that. Bills receivable. Bills receivable are the assets and those are current assets. Bills receivable. That is 5,320. Bills receivable. Then drawings. Drawings are deducted from capital. So write here drawings less drawings. So drawings is 5,000. Okay. Then interest. Interest it is given as credit. That means interest is a credit balance. Being interest nominal account balance, credit means income, and it is not mentioned for what purpose. We will take it as a indirect income. Okay. So by interest. I have left this place because we have gross profit or gross loss. So interest is 900. Then we have loose tools. So loose tools are supposed to be the assets. So right here, these are fixed assets. These tools are used for the setup of a equipment, office equipment. So this is why it is a fixed asset. Then we have life insurance premium. Remember, life insurance premium means insurance premium paid for the life. Life is not of a business, life is of a person. That means here premium must be paid for the owner. And if premium is paid for the owner from the business fund, definitely it is a drawings. Okay, so already we have mentioned drawings. We can add to drawings or we can write here less life insurance premium. Okay, I am writing it in short because of space problem. You can directly add into drawings. Okay, it is a drawings, but I am writing it for a better understanding. So life insurance premium is 900. Okay, remember life insurance means premium paid for the insurance of a life. So life is not of a business because business is an indefinite life. So life is of a owner. So for owner, if anything is paid out of business funds, that is drawings. Okay. Then we have cash in hand. So cash in hand is a current asset. So that is 2,300. cash in hand 2300. Then carriages. So carriages, it is not mentioned. Remember, there are certain expenses which is not mentioned, which is taken to be indirect expense. But carriages is only such expenses wherever it is not mentioned inward or outward, means you will take it as a inward only. Remember why? Because there may be chances that while you make sales of the goods, you may not make some expenses. But anyhow you have to purchase the goods, and anyhow you will make expenses regarding the purchases. Okay, that is why definitely carriages is a carriage inward unless mentioned. Okay, so carriages is a direct expense. We will take it on the debit side of trading account. 600 to carriages. Then after carriages we have investments. Investments are to be are the fixed assets. So investments is of 5,000. Then investments means you can invest in a government bond, in a bank, in a share market, any can be of nature investments. Okay. Then goodwill. Goodwill is an intangible asset. So we will write here intangible asset. You have to make categorization. Okay, that is needed. So goodwill. So goodwill is 10,000. Next we have productive expenses. So it is directly indicating net expenses related to production. To productive expenses. So productive expenses is 2,000. Then plant. Plant is a fixed asset. We write here. So plant is 15,000. Then we have rent and taxes. Unless mentioned, it is taken to be indirect expenses. We write here to rent and taxes. So rent and taxes is of 3,500. Then office expenses. Directly office expenses are indirect nature because it is indicating directly office expenses. That is of office expenses are 2,500. Then we have stock. That means opening stock, which is posted here to opening stock. Stock on 1st April 2008. That means it is opening stock. Then we have debtors. Debtors are the current assets. So we will write here debtors. That is 25,000. Then we have bills payable. So bills payable is a current liability. Likewise, this is with a current asset. So the opposite, bills payable is a current liability. Bills payable. So bills payable is 18,000. Next is loans to staff. Loans to staff and loans from staff. Remember, you can't take loans from staff. When it is mentioned from, that means business is taking a loan, that is a liability. Loan to means business is giving loan to certain person, like loan to staff. That means you have provided loan to your staff. So that is your asset because your staff will pay you interest on that loan and also they will pay back you the loan amount within a stipulated period of time. So you are giving loan. So it is a asset. You will take it as a current asset. Okay. So loan to staff is 2,000. Loan to staff. If it could be loan from, then it could be a current liability. Okay. 2,000. Okay. Then only one item left, that is which is given in the question itself. Stock on hand on 31st March 2009. That is closing stock. And you know that since closing stock is given outside the trial balance, it is supposed to be an adjustment and it is to be posted to any two financial statement in order to fulfill the double entry concept or dual aspect concept. Okay, so closing stock is first put on the credit side of trading account. So right here by closing stock. So closing stock is of 20,000. It it is the first posting. Then second, it will post it to the current assets. Stock, you can write stock itself, bracket 31st March 2009. So stock is of 20,000. So see, this is the entire posting of your trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet. If you have any doubt regarding the posting, because some items or the amounts may not be visible because of the space issue or maybe because of my handwriting, so you can ask me. Look the question carefully again and again while you are watching the video, so that you can understand what I am writing there. So understand and watch and understand. You have to follow this process, then only you can get into conclusion how it is calculated, how it is posted. Okay students, so we have posted all the items in the trading account which are of direct nature, in the profit and loss account which are of indirect nature, and we have also posted the different type of assets and liabilities in the balance sheet by making it as a proper categorization. So now moving on to our calculation. So as per the rule or in the chronological order, first we will close trading account. So see, trading account I have put the total here. As you can see, the credit side is more than the debit side. See, the items are more, but the amount is lesser. Here the items are less, but the amount is more. So the total amount comes to 60,920. You can again check when you watch the video. Okay. So this total amount comes to 60,920. So let us make a rough total of this side. Okay, so that we can subtract and get the answer as gross profit. See, without knowing the answer, why I have written here gross profit? Because I know that the income side is more than the expense side. So definitely it is a profit, that is under trading account, it will be gross profit. So I put here gross profit carried on because it will be brought down on the opposite side. Just we have to calculate the amount of gross profit that comes out of subtraction of this direct income minus direct expenses. So we have taken the total of the direct income. Now we will check the total of the direct expenses. Okay, then we will compare the answer with the book. So let us check. I am taking the rough total of here. Then afterwards we will rub it. Okay. So this total comes here about 0. This is 5, 613, 16 to 18, 9, 27, 2 to 4, 2, 6, 6, 12. 12 and 21, that is 41. So this total comes to 41,750. I have to subtract this total with this amount. So let's subtract and get the answer. Let's check also whether our answer is correct or not. So 60,920 minus 41,750. This is the debit total, this is the credit total. And as per the matching concept rule, we have to put the highest total on both the sides. As you know, while preparation of the ledger account. So this is also a ledger account, but without date column. So now we have to subtract this. This becomes 0, 12, 5, 7, 8, 7, 1, then 10, 1, 9. Here, 5 to 1, 19,170. Let us check whether the answer is coming or not. Yes, our answer is correct. Gross profit is 19,170. Again, if you have any problem or any confusion regarding the calculation, you can total and subtract. Okay, so the answer is correct, 19,170. So this is our gross profit. Now we will erase this part because we have made a rough calculation for this. Now we will make the total of indirect expenses, indirect income. Before that, what we have to do is we have to transfer this gross profit to the opposite side of profit and loss account. Okay, so gross profit is carried out written in the debit side of trading account. That means it will go to the credit side of profit and loss account. So we write here. So that is the reason I left here space for it. Okay, so we write here by gross profit brought down. So amount is 19,170. So see, I have made the transfer of gross profit to the profit and loss account. So this part is the trading account, this part is the profit and loss account. As you can see from the question. Look, it is very easier by preparation of individual two financial statement. You have to again prepare another financial statement, put on the names, particulars and all, and you have to write again. So it is better that you take a big format and make it into a categorization, or you make a classification into two parts. That is, the top part should be, or the upper part should be the trading account, and the bottom part should be profit and loss account. And remember, moreover, in the questions, the more items will be of indirect nature only. The direct expenses will be lesser as compared to the profit and loss or the indirect expenses. Okay, so always profit and loss account of the bottom part will be always more. Moreover, always it happens. Okay, and the topper or the trading account part will be usually less. So I have transferred the gross profit, and as you know, brought down is done to the opposite side. Okay. So now let us check whether we are having net profit or not. Look, it is more easier than the trading account. You have two items, but it costs almost 20,000. And here the items, whichever the total doesn't go more than 15,000. Just by a rough calculation or a glance, I am telling you. So you can see that items are more, but the amount is less. The single item or gross profit is much more than these all expenses. So definitely we are having profit, which will be called as the net profit. So let's put on the total by following the matching concept. So the highest total is of the credit side, that is the income side. So we can say that the indirect income total is more than the indirect expenses total. So definitely we are going to have net profit. After calculation, we'll check in the book whether we are getting the correct answer or not. Okay. So let us see what the total comes here. Here 0, 7, 1, 9, 10. Then it is 20,070. Sorry, because of the space I couldn't write properly. You can see this total comes to 20,070. So the total comes to 20,070. Now make a rough total of the debit side. Okay, let's see. After the calculation, we will erase it. 0, 5, 5, 10, 16, 9, 25, 6, 31, 2, 33, 3, 2, 5, 3, 8, 2, 10. So this total comes to 10,070. We will check it again. 0, 5. There is no other amount other than 5 in the tens part. Then we have here 2, 6, 8, 16, 17, 6, 23. So 33. 3, 2, 5, 3, 8, 2, 10. Correct. So now we will make the subtraction of this total minus this total. So this is the debit side total and this is the credit side total, as you can see, which I made put here. Okay. So 20,070 minus 10,350. I am writing here again 20,070 minus 10,350. We will check here whether the answer is correct or not. 0, 2, 10, 3, 7, 9. So 9,720 is the answer. Okay, we are getting the correct answer. So net profit is 9,720. This is given in the book. You can check the question number 13. I have written here also. So our net profit is correct. That is 9,720. So we write here to net profit. You write here transfer to balance sheet. That is 9,720. And we have got the correct answer in the form of net profit. Okay. So we have made here rough calculation. I am erasing that. So this was the total of the indirect income and this is the total of the indirect expenses. After which we have subtracted and got the profit, net profit, that is the answer 9,720. Now we will move on to our next financial statement, that is balance sheet. You know that how balance sheet is prepared. I made the transfer of assets and liabilities and posted here as given in the question. Now, the most important thing in the balance sheet is the capital item, because capital is supposed to be the bigger adjustment even in the question of without adjustment. Okay, means without adjustment chapter also includes a capital item that has adjustment and also closing stock. But capital is supposed to be the bigger adjustment always in this final account question. So I have also made the adjustment in the inner column. So capital is always put in the inner column. The amount that is to be deducted in the form of drawings or whatever written here, and the amount that has to be added in the form of profit or interest on capital also has to be posted here. Then you have to make the final calculation and put it in the outer column. So now we have to see here is capital 50,000. We have put it in the inner column. You can see the question. Then there is drawings. So drawings is opposite to capital. So drawings reduces the capital. So I have deducted it from the capital but put in the inner column and not made the calculation. Then there is life insurance premium. See, life insurance premium means it is different from general insurance premium. I am telling you, insurance premium are of two types, that is general and life. that general insurance premiums are made for the other than life, that means for the goods, that is for the building, that is for the transportation purpose, any purpose, for the warehouses, for the godows. So general insurance is paid for the non-life things. Okay, so it is not general insurance premium, it is life insurance premium. So definitely life insurance premium is paid for a life. Okay, so life insurance premium is paid for a life. So for whom the life exists in the business, we cannot pay life insurance for our employees, for our managers. So business pays life insurance premium for whom? Only his owner. And when for the owner some expenses is made by the business funds, so those are called as drawings. So I have just not written here drawings, but life insurance premium is also a drawing because it is paid for the owner's life, owner's security, and paid from the business funds. That is why it exists in the question. Okay, so since it is paid from business fund, it is supposed to be the drawings and it has to be deducted from capital. But I have not written here drawings, I have written here life insurance premium for making you understand that it has to be also deducted from capital. Next time when the question comes about life insurance premium, we will be writing the drawings itself. We will not mentioning about life insurance premium. So it is the drawings, it has to be deducted from the capital as the drawings does. Okay. So the next item that has to be posted to the adjustment of capital is net profit. So I have written here to net profit transfer to balance sheet. So when there is net profit, it is added to capital. If there is net loss, that will be deducted from your capital account. So since we have got in the question net profit, see I have made 2 times calculation and I have got the correct answer. If you have any problem, you can go the question and make a calculator to make this calculation and see whether it is correct or not. But we have got the answer. I have made the rough calculation in front of you itself. I have not used any calculator. Okay. Then, so 9,720 is the net profit, it will be added to capital. Okay, because it enhances the capital funds of the business. So I write here plus symbol. You can write here add less, or you can also put the symbols like subtraction or plus. Okay, so net profit brought forward. So I am writing here B's last step. So net profit brought forward is 9,720. Okay, now we'll put the amount in the outer column. So see, capital is 50,000, drawings is 5,000, it is also deducted, life insurance premium is again deducted, that is 900 rupees. The net profit you have to add to your capital, that is 9,720. So let us check whether we are getting the answer correctly or not. First, we have to subtract out of 50,000, that is a drawing. I am making the rough calculation here. Okay, so from 50,000 you have to subtract 5,000, then you get 45,000. Then out of that you have to again subtract 900, that is life insurance premium, and you get that as 44,100. And when you add the net profit to it, you have to add 9,720. See, I am making one by one calculation in the rough for making you better understanding. I have deducted drawings 5,000, I got 45,000. I have deducted life insurance premium 900 and I got 44,100. Then I have added net profit to it, I will get it 20178. Then 4 9 13 53,820. Check again 0 2 178 4 9 13. So the total comes here as 53,820. Now we'll erase it. $53,820 is the outer column of the adjustment of the capital. So I am writing here 53,820. So this is the amount which we have got after the different type of adjustment made with the capital account. Now we have to total the liability side and the asset side. And now our question is finally over. So but it is the most sensitive and the final part that we are going to do now. We have to make the total of the assets and liabilities. And if in any case the total of the liabilities does not tally with the total of the assets, then definitely you have made any mistake or you have made any error while posting of the items in either in the trading account or in the profit and loss account. But by God's grace, we have got the correct answers regarding gross profit and also net profit that is given in the question. So let's see whether we are getting the balance sheet total same as we got here or not. Okay, so let's check the balance side, balance sheet total. So we'll put here total. So forgive for this space issue. Okay. So let's make the total. Here it comes 0. Then here 2. Then third is 8. 8, 20. Then 3, 7, 10, 5. 15, 8, 23. So 3, 7, 10, 5, 15, 8, 23. 2, 1, 3, 2, 5, 5, 10. So we are getting 1,03,820. We are getting here 1,03,820. We have to check respectively whether they are getting the total of the asset side same or not. If we don't get, our all labor will be in the water. Okay. So let us check whether the total side of the asset side is coming or not. Okay. We will make it smoothly. 0. Then this is okay 2. Then third is 2, 3, 5, 3, 8. We are getting 8 similarly. Then 14 to 16, 5, 21, 21, that is 36, 39, 39, 41, 40. Sorry, I made a mistake. 2, 3, 5, 3, 8. 8, okay. So 10 plus 4, 14 to 16, 5, 21, then 36, 39. 39 plus 5 is your 44. 44, then 46. 46 plus 25. So 46, 56, 66 plus 5, 71,000. Then plus 2, 73,000. 73,000. Then we are getting 83, 93 plus 10 is 1 lakh. That's correct. So we are getting the same answer, 1,03,820. Okay, I made it very sensitively. You can also check in your home by using a calculator that this answer comes on. We are getting both the sides same, 1,03,820. So it is a good thing that we have got the total of both liability side and asset side same. So in this case, we are correct. But sometimes, if the total tallies also, the balance sheet may be wrong. Because some items may be posted wrong and some item may have completely ignored. Like if closing stock is posted on the credit side of trading account, so it increases the profit that is added to capital, and the closing stock is put on the asset side, so it maintains the balance. Imagine if you don't put closing stock either in the trading account credit side, so it will never increase the profit and increase the capital. Okay, getting? And if you don't put the closing stock even in the current asset side, then it is called as a error of omission, as you have studied in your first syllabus. It is called as a error of omission, complete omission. That means if you forget to post the item completely in the financial statement, your balance sheet will tell you. But can you tell me that balance sheet is your correct? No. So you have to check properly whether all the items in the question are posted and balance sheet is tallied. So always when balance sheet is tallied, likewise you are doing in the trial balance, doesn't mean that your answer is correct. You have to check it again and again whether we are getting the correct answer by posting all the items in the correct place or not. We have made all the adjustment in the correct place or not. Because in the final account without adjustment chapter, you are getting two adjustments, that is closing stock that has to be put on the credit side of trading account and the current asset side of balance sheet. And the capital is supposed to be the bigger adjustment as usual, that you will get without adjustment chapter, also in the with adjustment chapter. Okay, so let's check whether the answer is correct or not. Yes, our answer is correct. See, it is very clear that when we have got the gross profit and net profit correctly, definitely we can get the correct answer in the balance sheet. But it may not be, we cannot guarantee that we will do it or we can get it. So we have to make every calculation very sensitively and we have to check it again and again. See, we can check again and again using calculator also. But in the exams you are not allowed the calculator. Remember, in some areas calculators are also allowed, but I always advise my students not to use calculator because that harasses, that demoralizes your calculation part. Always make calculation on your own, so it improves your level, it improves your IQ level. Remember that. Okay. So by getting the correct answer in the form of gross profit and also correct answer in the form of net profit, the net profit is transferred to your capital adjustment. I have made the total adjustment that comes to 50,820. And the total of the liability side with the asset side is again 1,03,820. So we have got all the three correct answers in this question. That is the question number 13 of your Kalyani Publisher Double Entry Bookkeeping Accounting Volume 2. Okay, so you can take this question and I have posted here. If you have any doubt regarding the posting of the items, then you can ask me without any hesitation. Okay, so before watching the video, look the question properly, carefully, whether the items are posted or not. Because of the space issue, you cannot look what is written here or what the items are posted. And if it is visible, it is very good. But if it has a problem for watching what amount is written here or what items are written here, In that case, watch the questions properly, then look what I am telling and what I am writing. And that makes you clear understanding that what is written here. Okay, so I have also already discussed in my format part how these things are prepared, and this is the ultimate solution to your financial statements. Okay, and this should tally. If it is tallied means you are correct, and sometimes it is not tallied means you have left over some items. So check properly whether you have posted all the items in the correct place, in the correct financial statement, in the correct side, that is in the debit side or credit side. Okay, clear? So if you have any problem regarding the solution of this question number 13 of final account without adjustment, you can ask me without any hesitation. It will be a pleasure and I will be definitely helping you. Okay, thank you.